Hello Flosstube. Today is Sunday the 31st of August 2025 and this is Flosstube number 46. I'm Lindsay, Cheshire Stitcher, both here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Welcome to my channel. Mostly it's about cross stitch, but I do share other crafts, usually my beading, and I have got some of that for you today. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer. It's lovely to see you again, and if you and a very warm welcome if you are one of the new subscribers I've had since last time, or if you've just found me for the first time, however you've found me, whether it's been a recommended on the side of your board, you know, your screen, or someone's given me a shout out that I'm not aware of, or you've just stumbled across me. Very warm welcome. It's great to have you here. If you are new and you haven't done it already, I would much appreciate it if you could like this video and any others you may watch of mine or have watched. It would be really good. It all helps with the YouTube numbers algorithm. Don't know how it works, but there we go. And I know I fluffed that up, but this is about the 8th attempt at the introduction, and I'm not doing it again. Right, so today I have got some FFOs. I know, right? Not like me, is it? I've got some finishes. Oh no, I've got one finish and I've got one almost finished that will be done by the time I've watched through this at the end and made my notes as I'm going. It will be finished. It's got like 52 stitches left, so I've got some new starts, and then I've got I'm going to do my daily stitching. I've got my temperature stitching. I've got some PhDs. I'm going to tell you about my plans. I'm going to do my beading. We're going to do a little draw. You're going to help me do a little draw, but I'll explain about that after. And we're going to do a giveaway, and I have a little bit of stash enhancement. Now, the reason for the giveaway is because Tuesday is my second Flossversary, so I thought I would do a giveaway. So keep posted. Couple of things to fill you in on first. PhDs, if you are new here, are potential happy dancers. That's how I refer to my projects. I don't call them whips, which is works in progress. Potential happy dances, because we all do happy dance when we finish something. Now, tomorrow is going to be the end of an era for me. For the last 5 years, well, 4.5 years, I have looked after my grandsons on a Monday all day. Tomorrow is the last time, apart from school holidays, that's going to happen. So I will still be having them on a Monday. It's just I won't be going until lunchtime because the younger one starts school on Tuesday. So I've decided that what I'm going to do is that Monday morning I'm going to use to record. So the next video will be on the 15th of September, which is a Monday, and going forwards, apart from school holidays, my videos should, touch wood, be on a Monday. I touched the table in front of me, in case you were wondering. Right, I think that was everything. My little draw that I'm going to do after is my temperature stitching. I was thinking a few days ago about what order I was going to do them in, and I thought, oh, I can write them on a bit of paper and just draw them out. Oh, okay, that's fine, I'll do that. And then yesterday, driving up to Yorkshire for the stitching day, it occurred to me I could do it on my video, so that's what we're going to do. I've got 12 projects, but I'll explain why there's 12 in a bit. So, first things first, I'm going to grab my board because, as ever, I forgot it. Every time. I'm going, I'm thinking, I've got that, I've got that, I've got that, I've got that. Didn't have that. So finishes. FFOs. You have to excuse me reaching over. These aren't in the order I finished them. First of all, my other berry from the Heartstring weekend. I now have the ribbon to finish it off. I'd done everything else, I just needed the ribbon, so now I have some. Sue very kindly put it in when I ordered some more of the weeks that we need for Ellen Gregory, which again I'll tell you about in a bit. So that's the berry, and then I have this one. This I stitched last year for Christmas in July. Quite a bit of it was done in the car on the way to Llandudno for the day. Obviously it's Christmas. It's from Teresa Kogut, and it was a freebie that I got at the Jingle Ball in 2023. It's on a scrap of sparklies. I've no idea what. It was just perfect. And I backed it with some Christmas trees and a red ribbon to hang it. So that's going on my tree this year. I was just struck with the urge to do some finishing. So I did. Whatever I could get my hands on. And I still have some to do. I've got one that's half done. And one that I've pulled out that I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'll do something. So next we have sunflowers. I did this last year for Sunflower September, that was organised by Caroline of Caroline Stitch Corner. It's a freebie off Pinker and Pumpkin. I will put that in the box down below. It's 32 count linen, and I used DMC 3371 898 972, and then I did the wording in a J&P Coats that I think I was sent in an exchange donkeys years ago. Number 568 for the words. I just liked it. I thought it worked quite well. So obviously I've made it into a little bookmark. It's wonky. I don't care. And I've just got yellow spots on the back. I can use it now. Next one is again stitched last year for Sunflower September. This one is Quaker Flower Freebie. Now it should have had a pot, and I didn't like the pot, so I just took the pot off and altered the bottom of it a little bit so that it worked properly. My fabric is 30 count creme brulee from Weeks. The design, by the way, is from the Stitcher Hood. I'll see if I can find it. I used Needle Necessities number 161, Weeks Dye Works Rum Raisin, and Crescent Colours Ye Old Gold. And I've just made it into a little pincushion. Some sunflower fabric on the back, a little bit of fussy cutting, but that's fine. And I filled it with lizard litter, crushed walnut shells. So again, I can do something with it now. Just put it on display. It's been sat on my table beside me. And last but not least, this is my first ever attempt at one of these. I made a drum. This is The Embroideress by Erica Michaels. Stitched this back in 2023 as a stitch along with Jeanette. Just move my bits of paper. So I used vintage cornflower from Lakeside Linens. It was just a piece I had in my stash. And sulky. I think, no, it was 10, not number 10. Is it 1001, the black? And I think this was 1273, something like that. I can check and put that in the description box. I showed this as a finish in one of my very, very first floss tubes. So I've just got plain black top and bottom, and then I've just stitched chenille trim around the edges. There was a lot of messaging going on between a group of friends, my friend Sue and Elaine, Ellie Welly Stitcher, and Sally, Flossie Sews and Grows. I'm like asking for their opinions, because the other option I had was some golden pom-pom, and it made it look too heavy on the top, so I didn't do that in the end. I just went with the plain black. But as I say, my first ever one, I did it over the course of about a week, 10 days. And I actually started it at 1:30 in the morning when I couldn't sleep one night. I made a start on it. I only stitched that up, but I'd still made a start on it. I filled it with just normal stuffing, and I have lizard litter in the centre just to weigh it down a little bit. So I am so happy with how it turned out, because I have never ever done anything like this before. I've been wanting to do it for a while, but when I finished it I knew what I wanted to finish it as. I just took a long time to get round to plucking up courage to do it. I do have another project that I would like to turn into a drum, so watch this space. You never know when it might turn up. And like I say, I have got more things being worked on for FFOs. Now I've pulled out more stuff, and one is half done. So there we go. Just realised I didn't grab a piece of stash enhancement, but never mind. Right. So let's do my finish. This is part of my daily stitching, and it's a model for Kate at Sparklers, and I've finished it. This one caused me as many problems as the Santa did. If you remember, I ended up frogging the Santa. Well, I frogged this so many times, and it's still wrong in places, and part of it is one stitch bigger than it should be, but it's finished. So there we go. I can get that packaged up with the Santa and sent off to Kate for her to make up. I think she's going to make a double-sided ornament with it. So that's that one done. So that was one of my daily stitches. Like I say, I've now finished it. And then my almost finished, and will be finished once I've recorded and, like I say, going through things, is my current Love Quilt square. I literally have the wheels to fill in on these and to sign it. Well, each of these filling wheels is 13, so I've got 52 stitches and my signature to do. So like I say, I will be doing that very soon. I will take a picture of it, and if I remember I'll show it you next time, but it's not going to look any different really. It's just going to have the wheels filled in. So this one, I took a variety of blue threads with me, and I let my grandsons pick which car they wanted me to do and in what colour they wanted me to do it. And then they picked the colour to fill the wheels in as well. So this one I did wrong. I grabbed the wrong colour. I grabbed this one, the same one. Luckily I'd only done about 20 stitches when I realised. So I said to Elliot last week that I'd made a mistake and I'd picked the wrong colour up. I said, so I can either, because this was his car, he picked this car, I can either carry on in the same colour or I can take out those few stitches and do it in the right colour. And he wanted me to take out those few stitches and do it in the right colour, so that's what I did. So there we go. I'm almost finished. I will be finishing it in a bit, as I've already said a couple of times. And then tomorrow I will be taking my next new start with me. Next Love Quilt Square with me, which is also a new start. And will also still be a daily stitch. Let's say this has been a daily stitch. But I've always marked it on a Monday. I've never bothered to spin my wheel. So next is a new start. And I've just realised I didn't grab the bit. Oh, it's in the bag. This is one of my 25 in 25. This is Aventail from Ink Circles. It's just a small, just on the single card. It's only 57 square. I started this Wednesday night, I think it was. And I'm using, sorry about the zip. And did I put the card in? No, I didn't put the card in. Ugh. I'm sure I wrote it. I'll have to find out what I've done with that. I am using Dinky Dye's Black Opal. I just had a route through all my silks. I knew I wanted to do it in a silk. Just had a route through till I found one I fancied. And that was the one that won. And that's as far as I've got. Using 36 count, no idea. It was gifted to me, the scrap that, and it's well, apart from sort of a couple of ears, from last year when we did the class with Lynn for finishing a berry. Somebody had stitched their berry on 36 count, wasn't going to use the piece that was left over, and I ended up with it. So that's how it's looking now. So as you can tell, this is one corner and I'm starting to come along that way. Really enjoying it. Really lovely. Great silk to work with. This Dinky Dye, they're all lovely to work with, aren't they? And like I say, it's number 19. I did write a card, but I'm not entirely sure what I've done with it. And I am storing it in my little bag that I bought at Festival of Quilts from Trudy Ann. Perfect size. Fits in it with the little nerd hoop as well, the Diddy one. So carrying on with my daily stitches. Guess who's just realised she hasn't woken her iPad up to search for the pictures. I don't know. If I had a brain, it'd be dangerous. So, that's the cars last time you saw them. So, as you can see, in what, 3 weeks, I've done quite well. Yeah, I meant to come back earlier this week, and I've been out every single day. This is the first day I've had at home on my own for getting on 2 weeks, so it's been busy. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I've had days out, I've been on stitching days, I've had the boys, all sorts of stuff. But like I say, this is the first day in getting on 2 weeks I've had at home on my own. Anyway, back to my daily stitching. I put my Whip Go project in as a daily stitch. And this was the one I was doing at the time. This is the Winter Bed from Nora Corbett. Started as a stitch along with Jeanette. I think it was back end of last year. So I put it on my Whip Go board. And I'd made a start on it last time. So last time you saw it, it looked like that. And then my Whip Go goal is to do 500 stitches on a project. So I can't remember, I think I'd only done about 200 at the time. But I have now completed that, and here he is now. So from that one, I've brought the blue down a bit more here. Oop. And I've done some more of the top. So it's basically, it's the iceberg and the ocean I've worked on more than anything. I think I've done grey under his paws. So this will now go away until next year, when it's probably going to end up on my Whip Go board again. But if I feel like working on it in the meantime, then I will. And you'll see it as a PhD. And my last daily temperature stitch, last time you saw it, no, is Peacock Cipher. So last time you saw it, look like that. Sorry, I'm recording later in the day. So the sun's moved around to the front of the house. And I put washing on the line and it decided to rain. So I do apologise that you can see the reflection of my washing on the radiator. But anyway, so last time you saw it, it looked like that. And now, it looks like this. Fabric. Hang on, let me find my bit of paper. I started it 29th of January 2018. The fabric is a piece from Sparkly's Oddment box, so I have no idea what it is. And I'm using the Called For silks for it. This will continue to be on my daily stitch, at least for September. Whether or not I'll get fed up and change it again after that, I don't know. As ever, I have a hanging thread because I do my stitches, and if I get to the point of I've done my 100 stitches and I don't want to carry on that particular day, I just put it away. So my daily stitches. Now bear in mind I haven't spun my wheel for over a week because I've just not had time. There's no point me spinning it and then having loads to try and catch up on. I'm not doing that. So the ones for Kate, the Shannon Christines, that came out 5 times in total. Love Quilts came out 11 times in total, but like I say, that's because every Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever day I've had the boys, I always mark it down. The Whip Go, which is the bear, came out 4 times, and the Peacock Cipher came out 3 times. And they will remain my daily stitch projects for the rest of this, rest of this month. Ha ha. The month runs out today, doesn't it? So they will be for September. So now we will move on to my temperature stitching. Again, bear in mind that I haven't been keeping track of the temperature for a good 10 days or so, because I've just not had the time, and I'm not ending up with lots and lots to catch up on. So I'm doing these in the order that they've been worked on, not necessarily the order, well, they aren't in the order that they're on the list. So first up, Goose, my one and only animal cracker that I'm doing with a few friends, including Elaine, Ellie Welly Stitcher, and Sally Flossie Sews and Grows. We have quite a list now of ones that we have. Mine, obviously, first one had to be a giraffe. I've never done one before. So last time you saw him, he looked like this. I didn't have a lot left to do. There was just a bit of filling up the side of his head and an antler to finish. And here he is now. Goose himself is finished. So when he comes out next, I will be starting on his hat. So depending on how many times he comes out, or whether or not I feel like working on him for longer, he may, touch wood, be done by the end of September. Loving him. He's gorgeous. He's wrong, but he's gorgeous. I made a mistake. Some of it's bigger than it should be. But you're not going to know that. Well, you are now, because I've told you. And he's been stored in a bag I made myself. And I bought myself a key ring going down to Bournemouth. I thought, yeah, I can't do that. I bought quite a few key rings down in Bournemouth. So my next one that came out, again, in a bag I made myself, with a key ring I bought in Bournemouth, that I may well take the bus, the London bus, and Big Ben off. I love old-fashioned post boxes. I don't know what it is about them, but I love them. So I saw this and thought, I'm having that. And then, of course, obviously, we've got the Union Jack as well. But everywhere seems to think that England only consists of London. And most of them say London, or, like I say, they've got Big Ben. So I'm probably going to end up taking them off. Anyway, my next one that came out for temperature stitching is see how they run. This was my birthday start last year, and I am working on that panel there. It's the second one that I've done. I've completed the first one. Let me find my picture. So, yeah, that was last time. Now, you may remember in my last video I mentioned I'd made a mistake, and my friend very kindly worked it out for me. And I also said that I had a slight mistake in the mouse's front leg. Well, I fixed that as well. So that's how you saw it last time. That squiggly line does go up under the needle minder. It's just, I'd put it in the frame and thought, yeah, I haven't taken my picture, as I do. So that was last time you saw it. That was Quaker Flag. That hasn't made an appearance. And here, he is now. So I've got quite a way down on the ball of yarn. I keep doing a bit because it's quite a big block, really. So I did a bit, and then I've gone and I've done his legs, and then I did a bit more, and I've done his eyes, and I've filled his ears in. So really, I've got the ball to finish, and then the border top and bottom. So again, this may well be finished depending on where it ends up and how many times it gets called during September. That's also a 25 in 25. But I couldn't tell you what number it is because I can't find the bit paper. But I'm going to count each panel separately. So next, no, it's not that one. It's not that one either. Come on, where are you? No, must be that one. Yeah. Next one that came out in another bag I made myself. One of my very early attempts, so it's very, very ropey. It's got holes in it and the zip doesn't work properly, but you know, I was learning. So it is the French Country Snowman from JBW Designs. Now, I did take a picture of it, but it's not the right picture. Basically, I'd done some of it and then thought, oh, fudge. I've not done a picture, as I do. So I very quickly took a picture. It's not the best one, because obviously it's in the nudge. So last time you saw it, I think I just started the word snowman at the bottom. So I quickly took a picture and then did a little bit more on him, and here he is now. So this is also a 25 in 25, and it constituted 2 firsts for me. One is the fabric. It's the first time I've ever stitched on a fox and rabbit one, and it is prehistoric 36 count from fox and, well, I've just told you fox and rabbit. So I'd never stitched on a fox and rabbit before. So that was the first, and then the second first was my thread. I'm using 4014, which is a variegated sulky. I'd never used a variegated sulky. Used sulky lots of times, but never a variegated. So there we go. He is also a 25 in 25. And oh, there we go. So he was started 19th of June. No, not June, April. And he was number 9 of 25 in 25. Again, depending on where he ends up in my list, he may be finished in September. You never know. Starting to get to that point where quite a lot of them are nearly done. Next one that came out which again was also a 25 in 25. I think I'm just going to stop saying that. Just work on the assumption that a temperature stitch, unless I say otherwise, is a 25 in 25 start. How's that? This one was started on the 11th of January. This, I put 24, but I didn't, obviously meant 25. And it was number 3 of the 25 in 25. And it's this one. Cotton and Twine, March 23 design. I've got all 4 seasons, and I thought I'd start with spring, seeing as it was January. And if you don't know, Cotton and Twine are changing the way they do their boxes. I've not had this month's box because I don't do Halloween, but they are doing it so that you can continue to have what you have. If you like me, you have them regularly. You have the full thing, so you get your design, you get your finishing, you get a sweet treat, you get a tea bag, you get everything, or you know, all your stuff that you need. And then they're doing one where you can have just the kit. So, you know, if you're a bit cash strapped one month, you can say, I can't really afford that this month, I'm going to just get the kit. Or they're just going to offer the PDF, which for a lot of folks is a good idea. I might, depending on what happens, you know, what the design is, I may end up just getting PDFs because I've got loads of kits now. Anyway, last time you saw it, it looked like this. We went fishing for a day, bank holiday weekend on the Saturday, and I took this and my Love Quilt Square with me. So I got quite a bit done. As I say, that's the last time you saw it. I've changed the fabric from the 16 Ada that was in the kit because I bought mine after it was, when it was a pass box. And here it is now. I am now at the point of I can pick a colour and complete it. I thought I'd get all the boxes done so that I can count that off. I mean, obviously it helped to do the 100 stitches a lot quicker, but I am now sort of picking a colour. So the first one I think I'm going to do is this dark green. As you can see, I've already made a start, but I can literally do it colour by colour now and get it finished. I switched the fabric to 32 count linen, and I think next time when I do summer I will still switch it to 32 count linen, but I'm going to cut it a bit bigger. This I cut the same size as the 16 and it's not quite fitting. Although the design is all in the hoop, the fabric's a bit non-existent. On this side it's not even in the hoop, so I'm going to cut it a bit bigger when I do the next one. I'm thoroughly enjoying it though. So that's that one, and then we have, now I don't have a finished picture because I never printed one out. Do I still have it? Yeah. I did a Google search. Next one is Teresa Wensler's Sun Dragon. Artemis? I'll link it in the box. But that's her picture of her completed Sun Dragon. So last time you saw him, where are we? Come on. Don't tell me. Oh. Okay. I have a feeling it's on my phone. Hang on. Where's my phone? Not handy. Okay. Oh well. Never mind. I can't show you before picture because I can't find it. But like I say, I got a feeling it's on my phone. But here he is now. So this central board, the body bit, is now finished. So I decided I would come down and do the tail next. And there's, like I say, there's a sunburst that's going there. And then I'll go up and do his head, which is the fun bit. Again, this is going to be a temperature stitch again in September. So hopefully there will be a lot more progress on him next month. Found it. So that's what it looked like beforehand. So you can see I've done quite a bit of fill-in. So he's coming along nicely. And then last but not least, did I not? Excuse me a minute. So next, and this is my last temperature stitching for the last few weeks. Told you, just not done that. Is Elizabeth Lincoln. There have been days where I have barely stitched anything. So Friday night I'd had to do some frogging on the Sun Dragon, and all I managed to stitch on Friday night was the bit that I'd frogged, and that was about 30 stitches. I was tired. I'd been to Martin Mere Wildfowl and Wetlands Trust, so we went with the boys for the day. Had a great time, but it was a lot of walking and it was tiring, and I just wasn't feeling stitching. So anyway, next one is Elizabeth Lincoln snippet kit from Northumberland Sampler House. I took this with me yesterday to Yorkshire Stitchers. That's what she looked like last time you saw her. Suddenly realised I hadn't taken a picture of her, so I took a picture and sent it to Jeanette and went, just ignore it. It's just because I forgot to take a photo, and I thought if I send it to you, I can download it to my iPad, which obviously I haven't done because it's still in Messenger. That noise, by the way, was Rosie knocking something off. They're sitting here enjoying the bit of sun coming through the door and waiting for tea time, because it's nearly 5 o'clock. They're not going to get fed at 5 o'clock. Anyway, here we are now. So yesterday I did the C and the D, filled in the centre of the flower and did round the outside. So there we go. That's Elizabeth Lincoln now. I'm hoping that she comes out enough that I can finish the first part of her and then move her over and do the back. So that is the end of the temperature stitching. So as I say, bear in mind, Cracker, which is currently Goose, came out twice. Quaker Diamond came out once, but I don't think I've done the stitching. No, I haven't done the stitching on that. Oh no, I did. I stitched on it once. Yeah, I'd stitched on it once and it's come out again, but I didn't do it. See How They Run came out 4 times. Elizabeth Lincoln came out once. The Dragon came out 3 times. Spring came out 3 times. Morning Coffee, Nova, and my Love Quilt didn't get called at all, or they got called and I didn't do them. And the Snowman came out 5 times. So there we go. September should, touch wood, be a much, much quieter month. So, with any luck, it won't be so busy. So now we are moving on to the PhDs, which, as I said before, are Potential Happy Dances and is that? Yeah. So this is the Black Rooster Sal from Soidee. Soedidee. I haven't downloaded the last 2 weeks, so I'll give you the stats in a minute, but they are way out of date because, as I say, I haven't downloaded the next 2 weeks or the last 2 weeks. So last time you saw it, it looked like that. I am using 36 count Affogato from Fibre on a Whim, and here it is now. So I have done, as I say, bear in mind I haven't downloaded last week's and this week's as yet. I have done 1,405 stitches of 3,909, which at the moment it stands at 35.76%. So it's all right, but I've got to frog that because I didn't realise I'd put it in the wrong place. So I need to frog that and move it over because there's another sort of flower pot that comes up here. I'm using the called for sulkies on this, so there we go. Loving it, but I think I got myself a little bit burnt out on it, but I will be back to it this week, I hope. Won't be later this evening because Jeanette and I are going to be working on sunflower farm. So my next PhD that came out is this. The Quaker Union flag. Yeah. Quaker Tiles UK Union flag. Union Jack flag. As I've said before, it should only be called a Union Jack when it's flown on a ship. So there we go. I am loving working on this. Like I said last time, I'd forgotten how much I enjoyed it. So last time you saw it, it looked like that. And I did say about possibly stealing Lynn's idea of a square a week, which I still like the idea of pinching that, but I've just had so much going on the last couple of weeks that I haven't done it. I have done some of it, but I haven't done, there's no way I've completed a square. So that was last time you saw it. And here it is now. I'm using 40 count Blutiful from Fabrics by Crafty Kate, and I am using the sulky conversion, and I didn't grab them because I've emptied my tin. The tin that they are stored in I'm using for my bits of paper for my drawer, so there we go. I am up to 7,562 stitches of 48,335, which is 15.64%. What I may do, if I find it a bit much to do a square a week, I might see if I can aim and do sort of 1% a week. But we'll see how we go with that. It's still in the Q-snap because I was working on it. And it's been put down and just not got back to. I don't know. So next up is a project I am doing for a customer of Doodlecraft. Designer, United Kingdom flag. Wait, Lizzie. Scratching the sofa. So there we go. Yeah, it's this one. I've been working on it. I have done more, not as much as I would have liked, but like I've already said several times, I've been so busy the last couple of weeks, I've barely had time to stitch. So last time you saw it, it looked like this. And I think I'd said I might go do the M. I didn't. So that was the last time you saw it. And now it looks like this. Trying to move it and it came off. So there we go. I filled in the red. I still have to go back and do the halves on the whites because I didn't do that and I should have done. So I've got to go back and do that, but that won't take long. So the bottom half of it, apart from the bits of backstitch, is now complete. So I think next I am going to go up, pardon me, I'm going to do the white or the red and get that finished. Even with a sharp, it takes time to pierce the fabric. So, but like I say, this week certainly is a lot calmer. So I will be able to get some of that done each day. And then we've managed one session on Sunflowers Farm from Corey Ibatakori. I am definitely going to miss the S off. I'm still umming and ahhing as to what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to do a little sunflower or possibly a bee. Haven't decided that yet, but I will be doing that because Sunflowers Farm just doesn't sound right. So last time you saw it, it looked like this. Again, I put it in the hoop and thought, yeah, you need to take a picture. So that was the last time you saw it. And I am doing this on 30 count platinum Murano from Zweigart, because yes, they used to do 30 count Murano. And it is a 25 in 25, but I took it out the bag and I haven't got the bag handy to check which one it is. So here it is now. So I filled in that sunflower. No, I didn't do it. I did that little sunflower there, and then I've come across and done this bit here. We didn't get much time on it. And I've moved this green border along a little bit. So I'm working my way across the top. It's getting there. Like I say, this will be worked on this evening. My notes have just gone on the floor. Bear with me. So, I was going to work on Merry and Bright. And I was looking for it. Couldn't find it. I thought it was still down here. It isn't. It's upstairs in the drawers. And I was like, oh, I can't be bothered to go rooting upstairs. So I'm pulling project bags out the footstool, because I have a box that I use as a footstool. And one of the ones I pulled out was this. Quaker Study from Carriage House Samplings. I bought this last year on a D-stash at Yorkshire Stitching Retreat of the lovely Hazel from Pretty Little Thread Keeps. I also bought the fabric, which is Weeks Dye Works linen, in linen, and these two MPIs were calling to me to be used for it, so I bought those as well. So last time you saw it, it looked like that, and I think I only did 2 or 3 evenings on it, but it was a joy to work on again. So you never know, it may well become a future temperature stitch or daily stitch. Depends how much I work on it, I suppose. So I'm using the 2 MPIs. So I've got 485 and 482. So those are the threads, and here it is now. So I think I extended, did I extend? No, I didn't extend the blue line. I thought I had, but I haven't. So I started on the alphabet down here. I think I did this, and then came down, did this, did that bit. Possibly, I can't remember. Or I might have done that, and then moved on to this. But I just, one night picked it up and thought, I just want nice, simple, straightforward. So I started on the alphabet. I'm quite happy with the progress I got on it. So we shall see when it makes an appearance again. And it's stored in another bag I made myself. With bees on that went a bit wrong. The corner was a bit iffy. So I kept it for myself. What did I... Oh. And it's just lined with spots. So, you never know. It may well come out again. I do forget, I love stitching on a Quaker. And it could be classed as a sampler, which is a good reason to work on it in September. I'll get to my plans for September in a minute. Now, my last one that's been as a PhD, I started this in July. Erin Elizabeth Stitch It In. Now I started this 17th of July so that I could have something that I could wash when I went down to stay with family in Bournemouth for a few days, as you know in my last video. And turns out I didn't need it, but well, no, didn't need projects I could wash. But this is number 18 of my 25 in 25, and I'm using a 30 count blue Murano and the call for DMCs. So last time you saw it, it looked like that. Hadn't done that much, and I've had to frog a little bit because I was half a stitch out right where I'd started it, but I wasn't gonna. So I've just pulled out the little tiny bit, but here it is now. I think it had one evening. So I finished the bobbin. I started the whatever it is. Ruler. That's the start of a ruler. That's half the ruler. A little bit out of frog was here because it was half a stitch out. And then I've done that, which is the top of a jar with buttons in. And then I've moved up and started on the scissors. So, there we go. And that is my last PhD. So, excuse me while I grab a drink. Plans. Next, we have plans. So when it comes up on the wheel, I'm going to start on this one. For Kate at Sparklers, that's going to be the next one that I make a start on. Not until it's called. Oh, yeah. So you should, well, you will, I'm sure you will. You'll see this in the next one, 15th of September. And then tomorrow, as you know, is the 1st of September. So we were very kindly given, if you remember, I told you when I did the heartstring weekend, we were given the copy of the sampler that the designs were taken from. This one, Alan Gregory. So tomorrow, given the 1st of September, I don't normally do big houses, but I will make an exception this time. I'm going to make a start on this. I did post in the heartstring group, and I have meant to put it on Instagram, so I'm going to have to do that in a bit. If anybody wants to join in, you're more than welcome. You're very, very welcome to join in. So I'm hoping I can use the hashtag of Ellen Gregory or Heartstrings Ellen Gregory. I'll have a look and see what I can find. But yeah, you are more than welcome to come and join in. If I'd advertised it, notified people of it a lot earlier, then there may be more people that wanted to do it. But never mind. So I will make a start on that tomorrow. And I am going to use 36 count fragile from Needle and Flax. I've done a floss toss. So these are all the colours that we got in the kit to do all the bits and pieces. And then on the weekend, we were given the 2 colours we were missing. Now that one is the only one that I had any concerns about, but I've checked the chart and it's only in the centre of things, so it'll be fine. So those are the colours for it. I have ordered extra of that one. So that's the red rocks. So that is used, the red in the border and the red in the house. So I'm going to have one skein with a B on it for the border, one skein with a H on it for the house, so that I've got, make sure that they're all the same colour, because I'm not concerned if this is slightly different to this, but I didn't want to start the border and run out and have it different. Does that make sense? I want the border all the same dye lot. I want the house the same dye lot. It doesn't have to be the same dye lot as the border, but it has to be the same dye lot for the house, because I don't want an obvious change. So I have ordered another couple of skeins of that, and they have arrived. And I ordered them from Sue at Peakside, and I put in the comments box about, did she find the ribbon? Don't forget to charge me for it. And she put the extra ribbon in for me to finish that. It was very kind of her. I was quite willing to pay for it. Very happy to pay for it, because, you know, it's one of them things, isn't it? But she put it in for me, which was very, very kind of her. So do go and give her some support. So, yeah, I'm starting that tomorrow. The only other thing I've got that even vaguely resembles a plan. I'm just getting up the website ready for showing you my beading. I don't want just answer. I do apologise, because my phone is in the kitchen. I'm having to find it on my iPad. But I mean, you've seen it enough times anyway. Come on, where are you? Come on, come on, come on. It's going to be on the last page, isn't it? You can virtually guarantee it's going to be on the last page, and it is. There we go. So, before I show you that, my replacement whip go project is this one. put it in plans because I'm planning to work on it, but I don't know when it's going to happen. So it's a plan. Here's this one. Red Velvet Inscription Sampler from Blue Ribbon Designs. I also have the Black Velvet one underway that was a leap year start last year, and I haven't touched it since. It's not good. Although I can't remember, I might have put that in my... might have. So I am not doing mine in red. I am not sure what the fabric is. Could be a 40 count. Probably is a 40 count. Before I discovered 36 and thought, oh, I like 36. Here it is now. I am using a Needle Necessities, now known as Threadworks. But I love purple, so as you can see, I've got 3 boxes. I mean, if it gets cold as daily, one day, I would imagine, just doing the outline, remaining outline, I've done, you can see, I've done one side. There's 3 sides of that box done. Well, that's going to take not a lot of time, and it's going to get a daily call done. So, but we'll see what happens. Like I say, put it in plans because I'm planning to work on it. So the Needle Necessities I'm using, because, you know, back then, when I started this, I will dig out the information on when I started it and what my fabric and stuff is. 193. We didn't have the access to things that we have now. And even now, we still... You know, we've got much better access to stuff, but there's a lot of stuff we still can't get hold of. So, but back then we were even more limited. Needle Necessities was something we could get fairly easily. So, that's what I'm using for that. Next on my little list is my beading. So, might remember I've been working on this, Stacking Boxes by Julia Prattle. Well, I finished what is going to be my last tier today. She has 7 tiers in the pattern, but I bought 25 grams of each of these 2 colours for the trunks, and haven't got enough to do box number 7, so I thought that's fine, I'll just stop at box number 6. So I finished box number 6 off this morning. Some days I've barely beaded, if at all, but I was determined I was getting this finished today. Partly to show you and partly because I'd like a new start. So that is box number 6 completed. So my stacking tree, what's that? I'm undecided whether or not I'm going to push that bit in or not, because it's supposed to be a tree, so it needs a tree trunk. Let me know what you think. But there we go. As you can tell, I haven't stuck to her colours. I've literally looked in my stash and gone, I like that colour. I've got enough of that. We'll use that. And I used number 4 for these, for the honeycomb edging. Well, it's not really a honeycomb, but I used number 4, which is my favourite one. It's like a dark iridescent purple with an AB finish, which means Aurora Borealis. So it's slightly different colours. So that's that. So next, my little drawer. Like I say, I was going to do this just on my own and thought, nah, if I record it, you know, those people that like a long video get a longer video. if you don't want to watch, if you come to the conclusion that, you know, I've rabbited on long enough, because it is an hour and 10 minutes, and you've seen the stitching, you know what I'm going to work on next, and you want to disappear, that's fine. Bye. See you next time. But if you want to hang around a little bit. So what I've done is I have written 12 projects on pieces of paper. These are going to be my temperature stitches for September. And I will, if you like this feature, then I will continue my video at the end of the, you know, even if it's on the 25th, 26th of the month, I will do a draw with the projects. Now I've done 12 because my theory was that if I finish something, I've got 2 backups. So, where have I put my pen? Oh, there. So there we go. I know they're all falling out because I tipped my tin up. So these are going to be done in order of 0 to 9. So this is going to dictate my projects for this next month. So let's make a start, shall we? So my 0 is going to be, see how they run. So that's 0. I'll write my list after, and I'm just going to put the number on each one in case I drop them on the floor again and they all get mixed up. So my number 1 is going to be my cracker. So basically they've changed places because this has been this has been 0, and see how they run has been number 2 up till now. So my cracker, and again I've put cracker because I may get goose finished and be moving on to the next one. So rather than saying goose, I've put cracker. So number 2 is going to be spring. You want to pick one? That one? Okay. Lizzie's sitting on the box beside me, so I picked the one that she sniffed. So number 3 is going to be Elizabeth Lincoln. She's been number 4 up to now, I think. Where have I put my paper? I'm not sure where I put my pad. But anyway, she's going to be number 4. No, number 3. In case you're wondering, you assign 10 projects, 0 to 9. And check the temperature in the morning. Oh, I always check it in the morning. And whatever project you've got listed, so say tomorrow's 23 degrees, I don't know, I have no idea, but you'd go on the number 3, which would be Elizabeth Lincoln, and you do that for 0 to 9. Then obviously when we get into the winter and we get minus numbers, you just take it whatever it is. So number 4 is going to be the French snowman. You want to pick another one? That one? Okay. This is the one that got the most sniffs. So number 5 is going to be Morning Coffee, which hasn't been out for 2 months. So I might just work on it just to give it some attention. I'm missing one. Well, I'll be able to work out what it is. I know what it is, yeah. One must have vanished under the sofa when I dropped them. Have you pinched it? Lizzie. So number 6 is going to be Merry Christmas, which is the other one that I started to take down to Bournemouth with me. Which one? That one? Okay. Number 7 is going to be Quaker Diamond. I'm hoping by jumbling them up so much, I'm going to get more variety. So number 8 is going to be Nova. Number 9 is the Stitchy Tear. Is that right? I'm just making sure I've not missed a number 9. 7, 6, 5, 3, 2. I have got the right number. So I have 2 left. So these are going to be my backups. If I finish one of those, whichever one of these Lizzie sniffs in a second will be the first replacement. And then if I finish a second one, I've got a second replacement. And not only that, it means that I've got more chance of picking out stuff that hasn't been in this before, like my Stitchy Tear and my Merry Christmas haven't been in this before. So it gives me a bit more variety as well. So which one we having, Lizzie? That one? Okay. So reserve number 1 is my dragon, which is my dragon stitch for Mum. Reserve 1, which means reserve number 2. You'd think I'd remember. Oh, come on. So my second reserve one is Avontail. So there we go. Like I say, if you like watching me pick these, let me know. And I will happily do it every month. Just thought it'd be something a bit different. I know other people will draw a project out of a bag, you know, or an envelope or something, and that's their project for that month or their focus for that month. Fine, if that's what they want to do, that's so. I thought I'd go along those lines with my projects. So now we're going to do a giveaway. As I said, Tuesday, that's not what I was looking for, oh it's there, is my second Flossversary. So I thought best way to celebrate is a giveaway. After this, a giveaway will happen, I don't know, maybe when it hit 800, or I might wait till 1,000. I don't know. It depends how long it takes. So I am going to do. I've got this one, Advice from a Sunflower by Annie B's Folk Art. I managed to buy 2 copies of this. I'm happy to send this anywhere. So if you would like to win this, put the word sunflower. Let me grab my post-it notes. I was going to write it down, but I'll stick them on a post-it note. So I'm happy to send that anywhere. Sunflower. I'm not obsessed with sunflowers at all. Not at all. Believe that, I believe anything. So, next I'm going to give away the Embroideress from Erica Michaels. As I said, I've finished this. I've shown you my FFO. I didn't want to get rid of the chart until I'd FFO'd it, just in case. So, there we go. I mean, they put a berry on the top. I'm not doing that. I am going to look and see if I can find some sewing themed pins for it though. My FFO, not this. Now, as I said, when I finished stitching it, this says embroideress and needlewoman, but it gives you the option to say embroiderer and needleworker. So I've done the other option, which is the, like I say, the embroiderer and the needleworker. And I went for needleworker because I do other things. I do English paper piecing. So, and I just preferred embroiderer to embroideress. So we're going to give that one away as well. Like I say, that I will send anywhere in the world. And we will use embroideress for that. Aren't I inventive? Hey. Next, I have a little mini kit of Dumbo. I was gifted this. I don't do Disney. Never been a Disney fan. Not to the extent that I'd want to stitch it. Now, the box is a little bit battered and it's a little bit grubby, but it is brand new and unsealed. So, we'll say Dumbo for this one. Now, I will send it anywhere in the world, but if an international winner is the lucky person drawn, then I will take it out of the box so that I can send it flat, because that makes a difference to the postage. So I will take it out of the box. I may even just, because all it tells you on the back is what's in it, you know, it's standard kit, I may cut the front off and just send the front picture and the kit contents. It's got Ada in as for the fabric, but you can easily change that. So, as I say, I will send it anywhere with that proviso if it's somewhere in the world, because postage overseas is ridiculous. So if I can make it that little bit cheaper for me, then I will do. But you'll still get everything that's in it. Like I say, if I just cut the back off, because you don't really need the back anyway. But if a UK person wins it, that's absolutely fine. I can send it as is. Now, this last one is, I am afraid, UK only, because it's quite heavy. It's a kit for a mermaid. This, I don't know, I think I may have mentioned before, I had a friend that passed away, and I ended up going and collecting all her stash, and this was in her stash. This is not something I am ever going to do. So I thought I would rehome it, but because it's a kit, it needs to be UK only, because it is quite weighty. It's never been opened. All the colours, everything's there. And it's on 14 count Ada. Now, personally, if I was ever going to stitch this, I would change the fabric to something blue or green as they've got it. It's a bit misleading really, because, you know, it shows green there, but they've got white in the kit. But anyway, so I say UK only for that one, please, due to the post cost. And we'll go for mermaid on that one. I'll close, oh, sorry, not the iPad. I'll close the drawing on the 14th of September, which is the day before my next video will take place. Please be over the age of 18, because I'll need to ask for your address. Please be a subscriber. Isn't there something else I'm supposed to say? There might be something else. I've forgotten. I know you have to be, oh, please don't, in your comments, please don't put the word prize, raffle, giveaway, anything like that, because I don't want to attract the trolls. So far, touch wood, 2 years in, I haven't had a troll. I've also not had a nasty comment. I think I'm doing quite well. quite looking forward to the day I do get my first nasty comment. I'm going to be very sarcastic. I know I shouldn't wish for a nasty comment, but I haven't had one yet, so I think I'm doing all right that way. So, if you don't want to see my little bit of stash enhancement, bye. I'll see you on the 15th of September, I hope. If you've liked what you've seen and you've not watched me before, please do like, subscribe, hit the little notification bell so that you get a notification when I next do a video. It would be very much appreciated. And thank you for watching up till now. So, it's a stash enhancement. It's not a massive amount. First of all, I forgot this last month. I went to my beading group and one of the ladies there said, can anybody use this? This is Maidenhair Spring Garden Party Collection from Nora Corbett's NC167. She said, she was in another group. I can't remember what she said it was. Might have been a knitting group. It might have been another beading group. But somebody had passed away and her stash was being distributed and she ended up with this. Well, she hasn't cross-stitched in donkey's years, but she took it anyway. So it came with the bead pack and what I'm guessing, I don't think it, yeah, the called for permin linen, which is French lace. And this is 32 count French lace. Sort of a greeny grey. So I was over the moon. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. She's lovely. She's one of the ones that I probably would stitch. But to get her, I mean, she's been opened to look at the chart. And yes, I know you can see the chart, but if you can stitch all of that from that tiny bit, good luck. So I'm classing that as Stitch Your Kindness because essentially that's what it was. And then Sew ID post came up. They'd got this fabric in. I immediately went and bought it. And I've already cut it, ready to make bags. Sample fabric. How can I not? Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? And like I say, I've already cut it, ready to make bags. Love that little row of cats and dogs. So yeah, sample fabric. I've been hoping for a while that a nice sample of fabric could pop up at some point somewhere, because I'd like to make a bag for a sampler. When I've made one, Ellen Gregory will go in that. And then my monthly Silks for You have arrived. I opened them up and I thought, oh, that pink's either going to end up on a giveaway or Jeanette's going to get it. I don't do pink. So we got PR053 this time, which is a nice cream. I don't know, can you tell it's variegated? Yeah, you can tell a bit. And then we got PR202, which is a nice variegated brown. We got CM013, which is pink. Don't do pink. and PR176, which, yes, it's got pink in it, but not that much that it would irritate me too much. I've had my fabric from Sparklies and I've not picked it up. It's not handy either, so I'll try and remember to show you that next time. I was browsing Pip and Chip one day and saw they did tins for sulky. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to treat myself to one of them. So these are all the colours for the Black Rooster Sal. That's a colour I ordered when I ordered the ones I was missing for Pomegranate Sampler. That's just my card for me, Black Rooster. So yeah, but when I was looking through, I'm thinking, I don't really like those lids that she's got on them. They're a bit boring. So I messaged her and I said, is there any chance that you can put, that she does these trays, you can put your bobbins in? Is there any chance you can put that giraffe on a tin? So she did. Had to pay a setup fee, and that's absolutely fine. So if I want any more in the future with the giraffe on them, then she will just charge me the normal rate. I could have had the sulky left off, but I actually quite liked that. So there we go. I bought myself a tin to keep my sulkies in. Or the little sulkies. Isn't he cute? He's so adorable. I know, I'm a big kid. And then lastly, I went to Yorkshire Stitching yesterday, as I've already mentioned. And Charlotte from Stitching with the Kids Around was there, and she was selling off a few of her older charts, and I picked up this one. You can't really see it because it's a pastel alphabet and it's really, really faint, the picture. I mean, it shows how old it is. It's a proper photo from You and I and Friends. I will see if I can find a picture of it and put it in the link below. Just going to have a look if it's got a no, I was looking to see if it had a year on it, but it doesn't. And what I didn't realise was that there's a few different stitches, mostly just Smyrnas. So I'm quite looking forward to doing that at some point in the future. As I've mentioned, Sample of September's coming up, so I will be starting Ellen Gregory tomorrow, probably a token start because it's Monday and I will be tired. But I'm also hoping that I can get some red velvet done and get some more done on Black Rooster. Maybe pull out Hendrika Gast. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. So that's it. I think I'm done. Next time round, as I say, I will have some new starts. At least 2. Because I'll have started Ellen Gregory and I will have started, I would imagine, one of the ones for Kate. And you haven't said that. It's not, wouldn't be the first time it's gone weeks without a number coming out, but there we go. Anyway, I will love you and leave you. I will see you on the 15th of September. Take care of yourselves. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you then. Bye.